Yo, welcome back to another demo derby. I keep forgetting to mention at the beginning here, but any of the demos that I talk about here, if you look in the description, there is a link to a unlisted playthrough of my first impressions of it. So if you want to see the full demo get played, you can go ahead and look in the description and they'll be linked there and you'll be taken there so you can watch more of it if any of them look interesting to you. As always, you should go wishlist all the ones that you want to play because it does help the developers out quite a bit. And with that, let's get into them. Alright, the first game is Possessors. This is a Metroidvania game coming out from Heart Machine, who are best known for Hyper Light Drifter. And if you played Hyper Light Drifter, you're probably expecting that the combat in this would be pretty good and pretty fluid, and I definitely think it is. I got some other opinions out there where they don't like the parry mechanic, and I can understand that because there is a parry in here, and it is kind of broken in the way parry mechanics can be. But I think what I like is that the parry isn't necessarily a thing you need to do. You need to do it to be able to get through some stuff like in 9 Souls or whatever, where there's some doors that you literally just can't open or get through without doing a precise parry to parry an enemy's attack to blow it up or whatever. But for the combat, it doesn't seem like it's necessary, but it does make it easier if you want to use it, so that's good. Because it is a Heart Machine game, of course, it is beautifully drawn, looks really good. There's a lot of really cool platforming in here that I quite enjoy a lot, and the story seems like it's going to be pretty good about a character who dies or is on the verge of death, and she makes a deal with a devil or a demon who, it seems like the demon also needed her for whatever reason. So they kind of like fuse together or whatever, or become one, and there's like little bits and pieces of memories of her, like before the big accident happens or the big like demon attack happens on Earth. And it seems like there's stuff with him as well that she'll be able to kind of learn his backstory. So it seems like it's poised to just be the total package of if you like good mechanics, good story. Yeah, this is definitely one that I think people should be keeping an eye out on. This is probably like Metroidvania Game of the Year type stuff for me personally, so I'm looking forward to it, and it was nice to play a demo of it finally. There's not a lot to say about this next one. This is Unbeatable, and the reason there's not a lot to say about it is because it is a rhythm game. It is all based on whether or not you want to play a thing while listening to music. The music is very good. The animation style is awesome. It reminds me or plays a lot like Muse Dash, if you ever played that, where things will be coming at you and you have to push a button to basically move your character up or push a button to move your character down. And depending on what they're doing, you're either dodging things or attacking things to the beat. And I guess the real draw of it is that it seems like it's going to have a pretty cool story about your characters being kind of on the run or fugitives or something. So there's also a like weird combat mechanic kind of where when the cops come, you attack them and then it turns into like another little mini rhythm game while you're attacking them, which is also pretty neat. Lots of cool ideas here. This only had like 2 songs when I played it, so I don't really know how it's going to do otherwise, but I thought it was neat if you are into rhythm games, and if you like Muse Dash specifically, this might be one to keep on your radar. I definitely downloaded Gurei at first. I think Gurei is how you say it. Gurei probably. I definitely downloaded it because I'm looking for another Hollow Knight in my life, because Silksong, I swear to God, doesn't exist. And I thought maybe just artistically this would take the place. Really nice hand-drawn black and white with some color poking out here and there for the different bosses. This is kind of a boss rush game, which I found interesting. And the real interesting thing is that as you take on the different bosses, the other bosses get stronger, so you can kind of decide your way on how you go through this. I played through this demo, I think 2 or 3 times. There's 3 bosses, and I tried out every different combination of seeing how the 3 bosses get more difficult when they're the last boss that you take on. I definitely figured out like a way that I like to go through this as well. Each boss also gives you an upgrade of some sort, almost like a Mega Man or something sort of thing, and you can use that to go through even easier with the other bosses. It's just really, really cool idea, really basic, but felt really good. This is one that I think on a good sale I would pick up and probably spend a weekend with. Really cool. I downloaded the Mindwave demo because I just needed to know what this thing was. I couldn't tell from the trailers, and what it is WarioWare. This is a story where you are going into this Mindwave tournament or something like that. You hook in to basically take on opponents, and those opponents you hack into their mind or whatever, and you do a bunch of WarioWare stuff. So the demo only has one opponent, and it's a really like cutesy girly girl type character, so all of her stuff is very cutesy and very like kawaii is the word I probably use or whatever, and all this stuff is based around that when you're dealing with her stuff. It does the WarioWare thing of you have to do I think like 13 or 14 of these mini games, and then the like boss rush sort of thing is just a survival mode of doing a whole bunch of them back to back to back. It's really awesome, but I think it might have the problem that I also have with WarioWare games where I don't want to play more than just like one stage or one level or character at a time, because it just becomes a little too overwhelming, especially if you screw up somewhere and you have to redo all of it again. So it would probably still have that problem, but the weird sketchy hand-drawn look is awesome. You can kind of take some time before you go against an opponent to like schmooze with the characters and kind of get an idea of what you're in for. This is a really cool little project that's being put together, and I think it's worth looking at. Alright, and then last but definitely not least, we have Phase Zero. This is this batch's Resident Evil-like, and it does a pretty good job. It definitely feels old school survival horror-ish, like PS1 era survival horror, for better and for worse. I personally like the jank of those old games, but it is definitely full on display here. I think it's a little crappy that you can't aim up or down, so it doesn't have like even the basic Resident Evil thing of aiming down to like blow off an enemy's legs to make them crawl, or aim up with a shotgun. You get a shotgun pretty early to like blow their head off or whatever, so I kind of wish that was in there. But story-wise, it definitely hits a lot of the biological horror type thing going on. There's some weird mutated grossness that's happening in the basement, and some weird bug things that seem to be like taking over people or like nesting in them, kind of like The Thing, and then bursting out. Really cool stuff here. I definitely want to check out more of this when it comes out, but yeah, this is one to check out if you are into the old school Resident Evil style. Alright, and that does it. That's another 5 for you for Demo Derby number 4. I got a whole bunch more coming, so keep tuned to the channel, and tell me which ones that you liked out of these. Maybe tell me which ones I should check out if I haven't. Spoiler alert, I might have already because I've been playing a bunch of these. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.